All right, I'm going to teach everyone the standard greeting. You're going to need this throughout the service. I'm Rabbi Alex. We're here at Congregation Shir Shalom. For those of you in Ella's family and community friend group that are joining us virtually, we are really, really grateful to have you. We're picturing you in all the seats here, and one day, hopefully, you'll be able to be here and celebrate in person. But wherever you are, we send out greetings to you. I'm going to teach everyone the standard greeting for Shabbat. If you do this anytime you walk into a synagogue on a Friday night or Saturday, you will fit right in. This is kind of the code word. All right, so I'll say the word and you just repeat it. Shabbat Shalom. Perfect. You guys are insiders already now, experts. You're going to need that because a little bit later in the service, Ella will be saying Shabbat Shalom to you. And when she says Shabbat Shalom to you, what are you going to say? Shabbat Shalom. There you go. All right, we are using the Mishkan HaNefesh prayer book. For those of you joining us virtually, I do believe it is on the Shir Shalom Buffalo website. You can feel free to take a look at it or just follow along with Ella. You don't necessarily need the words. She will be doing the majority of the service in Hebrew, but I think just really listening, even if it isn't your language you're familiar with. We're going to begin on page 644 with a welcoming prayer from the Psalms. Hine ma tovu ma'anayim. How wonderful it is for brothers and sisters to be together.
Hine ma tovu ma'anayim. Shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu ma'anayim. Shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tov. Shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tov. Shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu ma'anayim. Shevet ahim gam yahad. Hine ma tovu ma'anayim. Shevet ahim gam yahad.
Now that prayer is particularly good for Ella because you have a brother and a sister, so it works out great. We are going to be presenting Ella with her talit, which is a prayer shawl. This is actually one, I believe, from her family. This is a sign of Jewish adulthood, that you receive this fringe garment. There are 4 particular, what they're called tzitzit, on the corners of it, and it's a reminder to keep track of the most important things in your life. We're going to have everyone turn to page 289, and Ella will recite the blessing for putting on the talit.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu v'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehi atef bat tzitzit.
Amen. Blessed are you, God, for sanctifying us with your commandments and having us wrap ourselves amid the fringe talit. We are going to turn to page 644 because this is the very first time Ella is doing this. We have a prayer that we say anytime we do something new, and that's called the Shechianu prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam sheheanu v'kimanu v'hianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. Blessed are you, God, who brings us life, allows us to be present here today and arrive here at this very moment, and we say, Amen. Ella, I want you to feel the spirit of your ancestors on you, as that has been passed down through your family, and that's really special and unique. I'm going to invite Ella back to her seat and invite everyone to rise. We have a prayer, it's called the Tefillah, on page 344. I invite you to either read a little in the English or Hebrew. You can peruse the prayer book. This is our opportunity to talk to God directly, and we take a couple of moments of silent prayer, and whenever you're ready, you may be seated. We will resume services on page 360. So as you're ready, you may be seated. We're going to invite Ella back up to her podium here. As you see, our room has been redesigned during the pandemic, but actually works pretty well. So we're happy with it, and we might keep it for a little while. We're going to have Ella turn to page 360. This is a prayer for peace, and something we really, really need right now.
Oh, say shalom b'mov, huya say shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael, v'meru, amen. Ya say shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael. 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 Ya say shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'akol Yisrael.
May God, who brings peace, bring peace to us and to the whole world. And we say, Amen. We are going to do one of the most important things here, which is to actually pass the Torah down through the generations. We call this Lador Vador, and it has nothing to do with doors. Dor in Hebrew means generation. And we are going to invite Seth and Rebecca and Max and Lily, if she chooses, as well as the other generation, Phil, Marlene, and Corey, and Al, and Janine, and Joseph. We have uncles and aunts and grandparents. And what we're going to do is we're going to pass down the Torah. We understand that the Torah that Seth is now holding in his arms comes to us all the way from Mount Sinai 3,000 years ago. It's a written document. One way, and this Seth will love this, you can think of it as an iPhone of 3,000 years ago. It was a new technology and something that brought storytelling to life in a whole new way. And that technique and stories have been passed down throughout Ella's family from generation to generation. So as Seth brings the Torah down, I'm going to sing Ledor Vador. Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador, Ledor Vador Nagid God Lecha. Ledor Vador, Lador Vador, Lador Vador Nagid God Lecha. Yada dai da 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 dai, yada dai da 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 dai, yada dai, yada dai, yada dai, yada dai da 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 dai, yada dai da 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 dai, yada dai, yada dai. Now we're going to have her come. Why don't you come over here to the microphone? If everyone could move away from the microphone here. now that she has the Torah in her arms, you got the whole Torah right there. Okay. We're going to turn to page 368, and Ella is going to lead us in response. So please rise.
I'm on the right page. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shema.
Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo.
Gadol Adonai Iti En Romecha Shemo Yaakov.
I'm going to invite Seth over here to take the Torah from her. It's meant to be a little weighty because it has the weight of tradition with you. And it also is meant to show Ella what she's holding today. She's holding the whole Torah. I'm going to invite Ella back to, she's going to come over. Everyone can sit down at this point. She's going to come over to the actual Torah at this point. And inside the bag over there, you have a gift from the synagogue. Hold that up. That's something Joanne Marcusy, our executive director, picked out for you. That is called a yad. In general, we do not touch the Torah directly, but use a special pointer to touch it. And Ella is going to take off the cover and find her place. She's very lucky. She is starting a new book of the Torah, which is Leviticus, and so it's very easy to find her place there. We're going to call up Ella for the very first time by her Hebrew name. And her Hebrew name is Elisheva Riche? Elisheva, we'll say Elisheva. Okay, Elisheva bat Noah v'Rachel. Okay, so I'm going to call her up, and we're going to do it in a very particular way. I hate to make you stand up again, but we need you standing for one more time. We have a custom here that when we call the child up for the bat mitzvah, for her aliyah, for her reading, blessing before the Torah and after the Torah, that we call her up in a very particular way to give her strength, okay? So what we're going to do is I'm going to announce her name, and afterwards everyone's going to join me. You're going to put your fist like this, real strong, and we're going to punch the out. We're going to say in Hebrew, and it has a guttural, so it's chiz ki. See if you can say that. Chiz ki. Okay, one more time. Chiz ki. Okay, here we go. Ya ta'amod, 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 Elisheva bat Noach v'Rachel l'aliyah harishona, chizki. And now Ella is going to say the blessing before the Torah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai v'Barak le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikol hamim, v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai notin haTorah.
You may be seated for this part.
Vayikra el Moshe, vayedaber Adonai elav me'ohel moed lemor. Daber el bnei Yisrael ve'amarta alehem Adam ki yakriv mikem korban Ladonai min habehema min habakar Unmin hatzon takrivu et korbanhem. Im ola korbano min habakar zachar tamim yakrivenu el petra o hamoed yakriv oto lirtsono lifnei Adonai. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bahar banu Torat emet v'hai olam nata b'tohenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. So Ella, take the yad there. That's a gift from you from the synagogue, and I hope you'll read again. You did such a beautiful job. Why don't you put the cover on the Torah? And then we get to invite you to the middle of our bima. Over here, you'll come right in front. A couple of steps before the stairs here. And I would like to invite up, I imagine it's going to be Lily and Max, to hand out candy. This is not candy to eat.
You're throwing the candy at me.
We're lightly tossing candy at her. And the reason we do this is that this time of reading from the Torah, it's so special, it should be filled with sweetness. But it should not be filled with injuries. So we need to make sure to protect Ella and myself and the Torahs and the Ark that are up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to shower her so lightly. It's just like this. Very lightly. I think she did that on purpose there. If you're joining us virtually, feel free to take your own candy and throw it at the screen. That works pretty well, too. And just send them a little video clip. Bruce said we're not responsible for any damage to their computers or TV screens. All right, so when you're ready, does everyone have a piece of candy? Does anyone still need? All right, so stand up, and Bruce got okay. I'm going to sing Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov, and that's your cue. Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov Siman Tov Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov Siman Tov Siman Tov U'Mazel Tov U'Mazel Tov Siman Tov Yehelanu 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 Udechol Yisrael Yehelanu Yehelanu Udechol Yisrael. All right, I know we have Lily and your niece. Do you want to come around and you guys can help with picking up some of the candy? This is the opposite of a flower girl. You can be seated at this point. Ella, did you survive it?
Yes.
Okay. Ella, not too long ago, someone threw a piece of candy and it hit the rabbi here. And, you know, I was so shocked. I said, I'm going to save this candy for all time, but I can't find it. A mouse must have gotten it here. Oh, no, don't worry about those. That's good. She's good. That's good. We got it cleaned enough. We'll have a lot of religious school students here in the morning, and they'll I'm sure love finding candy.
Pick up anything left.
So we're gonna put away the Torah, and Ella is gonna lead us in something called "It's a Tree of Life" on page 374. There's a lot of clapping involved, so if maybe Ella, you do a better job of clapping than I do. So if you're able to, go for it. 374, we're in our prayer books. And whenever you're ready, Ella.
It is a tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life for those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, shalom. Shalom. those who hold fast to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Banana, shalom, 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 shalom.
And you're singing about peace there again. All right, we're going to have an opportunity now to hear from Ella. She's prepared a wonderful speech for us. And Ella, remember those magic words that we do. Everyone's all ready for you now.
Yep. I'm not ready though. Am I allowed to take this off the music stand for this part?
Yeah, whatever is most comfortable. Oh, no, yeah, give that to your dad.
Oh, shoot. Can you grab that? Thanks. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
My Torah portion is Vayikra, meaning God called. It is the first portion in the book of Leviticus, and it is about the instruction God gives to Moses to tell the priests in order for them to conduct proper sacrifices. Vayikra is spelled Vav, Yud, Kuf, Resh, Aleph. The Aleph at the end of the word is written smaller than the rest of the other letters. Some rabbis suggest Vayikra without the Aleph means happened, as if God happened to be in the area to talk to Moses. But no one knows why exactly the Aleph is smaller. This Aleph is small and mighty, just like I am. Size did not have anything to do with being powerful. This is something I had to learn. In Leviticus, there is a group of priests who were doctors in the community. Back then, infection and germs just weren't understood, and they were just doing their best to help people in the community. We all find our way in our community to help others. My way of helping others is through entertainment. I love to bring smiles to people's faces. I love to be on stage and perform for people. I am helping others in my own way. I have found my voice on stage. We all need to find our voice and our way to help others in the world. I will continue to bring characters alive and to help people through my acting, singing, and dancing. I am so excited to get to be the Wicked Witch next weekend in Wizard of Oz! There is something I would like to add that is important to my community. So therefore, it is important to me. In just a couple of weeks, the Jewish world celebrates the 100th anniversary of the very first Bat Mitzvah. This is a very important anniversary, as it means there has been 100 years of Bat Mitzvahs, and this truly shows that this community is so strong and so dedicated. So here's to 100 years and many more. On a more personal note, my mom often tells me about coming into this world almost 6 weeks early. She says she wishes I cooked longer, and I tell her I couldn't wait to meet my family. When I was born, I was whisked away into the NICU. It was long days for my parents while I was in the NICU. I am so thankful to the nurses and doctors at Sisters who took care of me and got me to a place where I was able to come home with my parents. This is what has inspired my Bat Mitzvah project. I told my mom I wanted to help the NICU. You may not know that I have written books. I wrote The Fastest Raindrop and Super Ella, which were written in elementary school. I also wrote I Remember Heaven with my mom. I want to raise money for the NICU. The NICU is so important to me. I am selling my books to raise money for the NICU, and I am also planning to do a book signing to raise money. Then I will deliver a check to the hospital. I am honored to be able to support the NICU and would love for you to help me with my project by purchasing my books. I have so many people to thank. I would like to start by thanking Harvey Horowitz for all the work he did to tutor me for my Bat Mitzvah. He is truly an amazing teacher, and I am so very grateful that I had the pleasure of being his student. I would also like to thank the rabbi and cantor for supporting me and helping me get prepared for my Bat Mitzvah. The work you did and continue to do is very appreciated. I also want to thank my grandparents for supporting me in everything I do. They come to all my shows and recitals and are always there for me. I am so happy to celebrate this special day with them and to carry on this tradition. Words cannot say how much I appreciate my fan club. I love Bubby, Saba, Gramps, Patty, Grammy, and Grampy. I also want to thank my Uncle Corey, Aunt Vivian, and cousins, Chase, Ashton, and Minka, for making the trip to Buffalo from Virginia to be here with me. It means so much to me that they are here today. I love them all very much. I want to thank my friends who are here to support me. It means a lot to me to have them here. Thank you all so much for just simply being here. I appreciate you all extremely. However, I also appreciate the friends who couldn't make it today. You all mean so much to me. I want to thank Mr. Bruce for being so good to our family and for being here today. You mean a lot to the Greene family. Thank you. I want to thank my siblings who mean so much to me. I am so thankful for them. Thank you, Max and Lily. I also want to thank my parents. I know they would do anything for me, and I know how important this day is to them. I appreciate everything they do for me. You guys made me who I am today, and without your love and continuous support, I wouldn't be who I am today. You are truly amazing parents. I thank you endlessly. A few years ago, if you told me I would be here today, I would have said you're crazy. But now I realize I did it and achieved this great achievement. Just goes to show that anything can happen if you let it. That's not to say it was easy, but if you work hard at something, you can make it happen. Thank you all for being here with me today. You mean the absolute world to me.
Well, that was wonderful. I'd like to invite your parents up. This is probably the hardest part for the bat mitzvah because she has to hear some wonderful words about her. So we'll start off with Rebecca and Seth. And sure.
Oh, God.
Oh, not right now.
Maybe just move the microphone up, or you could, Rebecca, you could use this if you want the microphone. There. It's up to you. Just be careful. There's not.
I'm gonna last for like 2 sentences.
Well, no, your mascara isn't waterproof.
So Seth and myself and my brother Max was at home, so Max really didn't get to have his bar mitzvah here, but we've all had our bar and bat mitzvah here, so this is extra special to us today. And Max could not be in the building, so this makes this like 10 times special that we get to be in the building. We're gonna see if I can read any of this. Our dearest Ella, your father and I wished upon a star for you. You are sincerely our dreams come true. Gramps had a brother, Dad has a brother, then we had your wonderful brother Max. I was convinced that we were going to have 3 or 4 boys. I didn't believe the nurses when they told me you were a girl. It took me a few sonograms to believe that you were really a girl. I had to have a lot of sonograms to monitor you and your growth. Your heart took its sweet old time developing, and you were born with a perfect heart. It's actually a heart of gold. I think you took extra time to grow that special heart of yours. As you know, you were born almost 6 weeks early and decided to make a very eventful entrance into this world. After too many of my longest days, we were able to take our healthy bundle home with us. You were my little monkey for many months of your life, and you lived right next to my heart in your baby Bjorn. I think about carrying you around all the time, and you don't need me to do that anymore. I cannot believe how capable you have become. You still love to hug and snuggle us, and I hope that always remains true. It usually takes people a long time to figure out what they want to do with their life, but not you. Your feet hit the stage acting at a very young age, and you completely fell in love. You came alive and lit up the whole stage the second you walked onto it. You still do that when you walk onto a stage. You have a big, beautiful presence on stage, and you can also project your voice to fill the whole room. The days that I get to see you perform on stage are some of my very favorite days. You can see that it's your home and where you are meant to be. You have dreamed of performing on Broadway for so long. I tease you that I'm not gonna let you move to New York City. I love that I don't faze you and that you have a strong, determined mind of your own. I hope that every single one of your dreams come true because you were meant to perform. I believe that your purpose is to bring joy to people on stage. I can't tell you how many people have come up to me at your performances and tell me how much they love when it's your turn to perform. Today is another type of performance for you. It made me sad that you doubted yourself to be able to fulfill your bat mitzvah. Sometimes I wish that you could see yourself through my eyes. I knew that you could do it. I never doubted you. I know how smart and hardworking you are. You seemed to excel at everything you do. I don't think you see that yet, but I hope you get there.
I will be playing the part of Rebecca. It is wonderful to see this 13-year-old that you are before us. Our smart, kind, beautiful, responsible, hardworking, talented girl. We are so proud of you for carrying on this tradition. We are so proud of you for your good grades and your achievements. We're proud of you for the amazing performances you've done over the last 8 years. I am most proud of who you are on the inside. I love the conversations that we have. I love learning how your brain works. I love that you don't take my word for things and you challenge me. I love that you don't care that I want you close to home. Your father tells you to fly. Again, I'm playing Rebecca. I definitely chose the perfect father for you. If anyone will help you achieve your dreams, it's him. Seeing the two of you learn the guitar together and perform amazes me. Seeing the two of you sing together melts my heart. Hearing you tell me that people are too disruptive in your class makes me think of how much you are like your dad. Yeah, that's true. You are certainly a combo plus platter. You have a lot of your dad in you, a lot of your mom in you, and a lot of Ella bonuses too. We love who you are, and we can't wait to see who you become as you get older. We can't thank you enough for working so hard to do this today. We know how hard you practice almost every single day. I would sing along with you from the kitchen as I was cooking. I would look over at your father, and his smile said it all. You put your heart and soul into everything today. You did an amazing job as we knew you would. We are so proud of you, but even more important is that you are proud of yourself. Your grandparents, Uncle Corey and Aunt Vivian, are also beaming with pride watching you today, along with your family and friends watching online. You see that determination goes a long way. I hope that you see that you can do pretty much anything that you put your heart and soul into. We will always be right behind you to support you. We are here for you every step of the way. Fly, birdie, fly. We love you more than our words can ever say. The world is your oyster, meaning you can do anything you want and opportunities await you. We love you, Ella Ray Greene. You continue to light up our world. Love forever and always, your mom and dad.
Your turn?
Okay, whatever that was.
All right, we're not quite done, Ella. So behind you is something for you to sign. That is your bat mitzvah certificate.
I'm signing for this bat mitzvah.
And that is where you sign away all your money to the synagogue. And Bruce is the witness there. Just kidding, I'm just kidding. That's a marker of today. It has her Hebrew name on it, right where it says bat mitzvah. And really what you're pledging to do is to be a mensch, to be a good person. So I think you can do that. And I also say we're going to need the pen. You're going to need it, hold on, because I need you to sign my books over there, which I bought for you. So go sign my books, and then we're going to bring Mr. Bruce up here. Good, right? It's underneath the Kiddush cup there. Yeah. Yeah, I need some autographs on them.
Both of them?
Yes, of course. Okay, we're going to call Bruce Corus, who is connected to the family and also our immediate past president here at Shir Shalom. I can see she has a good autograph.
Yeah, she did not get that from her father. Ella, while you're signing, I'll start. Mazel tov on your bat mitzvah. What an amazing job you did, but we knew that was going to be the case. And today is a very significant day in many ways. Not just because it's your bat mitzvah, and not just because your parents both had their b'nai mitzvahs at this temple. Not just because, if it weren't for this temple, I wouldn't be working for your father these past 10 years. Best job of Jewish mother matchmaking ever by Janine. And not just because, if it weren't for this temple, your parents would not have met each other, fallen in love, and had you and Max and Lily. Those are all significant. but not as significant as the fact that this is our very first B'nai Mitzvah for a former Purim Spiel cast member. It was about 2 years ago, it was 2 years ago this week, that you stood up on this bima with your dad, with me, and a cast of thousands, well, dozens, for our last big event prior to COVID. That was our Purim Spiel called Megillah Mia, and we had 250 people here in this room, and about 700,000 others were watching the stream. It was amazing, including, I don't know if you knew this, but Meryl Streep was watching that night. Members of ABBA were watching that night. Yeah, it was a big deal. But that was 2 years ago. A lot has happened since then. Not long after our Purim Spiel, your brother had his bar mitzvah, and it was our very first Zoom B'nai Mitzvah. And then over the course of the next year or so, that's how we did bar and bat mitzvahs. We did them via Zoom. We did them in people's backyards. Eventually, we got back into the building, and your mom talked about how significant it was and how much it means for them to be in this room today with you. And I have the privilege of presenting you with some gifts from the temple. That gold-wrapped box right in front of you is your own Kiddush cup. That is a gift from the Women of Shir Shalom in the men's group. The certificate that you have that you just signed, that I was also able to sign as a temple representative, so that means a lot to me to have my name on that with you. Suitable for framing. There is a certificate under there, which is a gift certificate for a trip to Israel that we hope you will take someday. And we did not put it in the pile of gifts there, but I think we will add an autographed copy of the rabbi's new book as a temple gift, since that has such a connection to you and your family. Ella, I've known you for a very long time. I've known you since before you were interested in theater. And I've seen you grow and blossom. And today what you did is typical of what you do. You take command, and you always will. And whatever you do, whether it's on Broadway, whether it's in Hollywood, wherever it is, we'll be watching, and we'll be thinking of you in the spiel too. Mazel tov on this amazing and wonderful day for you and your family.
So Ella, we're almost ready. I get to say a couple words to you. I've known you since you were pretty much a baby, I guess. Right around then. I don't know exactly when I met you, but probably you were 2 or 3 years old. And I've watched you grow in this world. And from that moment when you were a real little girl, you had a beautiful smile, and you continue to. There's something about you that's very infectious. I remember sitting in my office with your first book in elementary school, and you telling me all about it. And that was so wonderful. We have so much to give in this life, and so few of us know how to actually give it. Some of us, believe it or not, believe there's limitations in this world, and we don't know what we can do. Sort of what you were speaking about. I think you have the capacity in you to let others know that it's okay to shine, and that it's okay to reach for the stars. You should continue to reach for them yourself. I know sometimes it's easy, especially when you're aspiring to be on Broadway. It's easy to get discouraged in days. We all do. Believe me, none of us adults would want to go through middle school or high school again, probably. But I hope that your spark that you have and you feel right now, then is really part of who you are, continues to. And not just for you, but jealously for the world. We need it because there's a lot of sadness out there. And if people like you can brighten us up on the darkest days, then we can together do anything, okay? I'm going to be looking forward to hearing all about your life's journey. Just so you know, this is your family here too. Anytime you get in trouble or you need anything, you should rely on your family team, which is wonderful, but also your synagogue team and your ATA team, your extended community. We should never get so discouraged in this world that we don't have people to turn to. So continue to keep that in mind, and I look forward to kvelling with all the joy. When I hear, kvelling means your heart like expands for someone else, when I hear all about your journeys. So mazel tov. We are nearing the end of our service. I'm going to invite everyone at this point to rise for Aleinu, which is a prayer that says, it's page 586. It says, it's not enough for us to just pray. We need to go out and do amazing things in this world. And in that way, we bring God into this world. Aleinu l'shavek ladon hakol, latekru la'liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kiyeh haratzot, velo samanu kimishpachot adama, shelo sam kelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu kechol hamonam, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, Lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh baruch hu. 591. V'ne'emar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo echad. You may be seated. We're going to bring Ella back to her seat as well. And we are ready for the Mourner's Cottage, which is on page 598. This is a way of remembering those that are not with us today. On the side of the room, often these lights are lit in memory of people that are part of your life and your family. And we bring in from Ella's family, Ruth Weiner, Joseph and Tilly Malnikoff, Hyman and Ray Pleskin, Wolf Greene, and Elizabeth Reisman. I know their souls are with us. If there's other names you want to mention, this is an opportunity. And if not, we'll invite Ella. You should rise for this one because you now count in a minyan and you help us make this. So maybe we'll have your family rise as we'll say Mourner's Cottage for all those who are no longer with you. Yitkadal, Yitkadash, Shemei Rabbah, Bialma, Divra, Chirte, V'yamlik Machute, B'chayechon, V'yamachon, V'chayed, Echol Beit Yisrael, Bagala, V'yizman, Kariv, V'yamru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah, V'varach, Le'olam, Olmei Omaya, Yitbarak, V'yishtabak, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, V'yitaleh, V'yitalal, Shemei Dekudashah, B'rechu, Le'olam min kol berchata v'shirata, Tushbachata v'nechamata, Damiran v'yalma v'yimramein, Yehi Shlam Rabbah min Shemaya, V'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'yimramein, Oseh Shalom v'yimramav, Huya says Shalom, Aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael, v'yal kol Yishvei Tevel v'yimru Amen. May God grant peace to our world and to all the souls that are lost, anyone grieving, and to everyone that needs peace. And we say Amen. Okay, you may be seated. We're gonna invite, except for the immediate family, we're gonna invite Ella back up here and her immediate family. And before we do a ceremony called Havdala, I'm gonna ask them to put their hands on your back because we forgot to offer you the priestly blessing. This is one of our oldest and one of my favorite blessings, and we offer it to you, Ella, from all the generations of Kohanim, exactly who you spoke about in your Torah reading. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and watch over you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God shine God's light upon you and grant you comfort. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God lift God's face to you and grant you and all of us peace. And we say, Amen. We're now going to invite the family over here to, we have a Havdala candle, and that's a special braided candle. So maybe Seth can light it, and I'm not sure who's going to be holding it. We have here I have it. Max is holding the wine, which is the cup there. Lily is holding the spices, which is filled with cinnamon, sweet smelling. Saturday night can be a little bit sad, so we give ourselves this little pep talk, and Seth is going to be holding the candle. The prayers themselves can be found on page 612, and Bruce is going to be dimming our light. We invite everyone to rise for this one. And whenever you're ready, Ella. $614. Put out the candle at this point. I think if you do, oh, that's perfect. Okay, and Ella is gonna wish us a Shavua Tov, or do we do Eliyahu Hanavi first?
And Shavua Tov is on the
Shavua
same page.
Tov first. She knows it.
Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov, Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov, a good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase. A good week, a week of peace. May gladness reign and joy increase.
And we're now on 616. we have one very last thing. Max and Lily, if you could come and lift up our challah here, and that'll bring us to a conclusion to Ella's bat mitzvah. So take off the cover, lift it up. All right.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lehem min haaretz.
Amen. As you came in peace, may you leave in peace. If you want to take your prayer books and take the leaflet out, we're going to return them. Bruce out there is heading back to the rack. Mazel tov to Ella on a stupendous job. Shabbat shalom, Shavua tov.